When you think of S tier, what comes to mind? Well, for me, an S tier, S meaning super or special build in Dragon's Dogma 2, would be characterized by its exceptional balance of offense, defense, and versatility. In particular, for this build, the fighter maximizes this vocation's strengths while mitigating its weaknesses, resulting in a formidable and reliable combatant. The fighter to me is fitting for this role due to its seemingly perfectly balanced fighting style, natively baked into the vocation itself. But it's not only about the characteristics, it's also reliant on the gear and weapons utilized. And for this build, you're in for a treat. So let's get right into it. The gear and weapons I'm using are relatively easy to get and can be attained pretty early on, but the purpose of this build is to have the ability to dispatch mobs of goblins, bandits, and saurians with ease, while able to stand your ground against giants of whichever category. No matter the combat situation you find yourself in, I guarantee that with how I have this set up, you'll have nothing to worry about. Now, firstly, in order to really consider this S tier, is to have the fighter vocation maxed out in rank. This will give you access to all the skills. There are some that are secret and not available unless you find them, but you don't necessarily need those for this, because of course you'll be upgrading this build as you level up, so naturally you'll need to find stronger gear and weapons as that happens. But this is great for 20 to 30 level characters, maybe even higher. Here are the skills I'm using for this particular setup. I wanted to have a nice balance of defense and offense. By the way, the skills evolve and become more effective as you level up. And did you know that each vocation has an ultimate ability? And they're not as simple as just leveling up your vocation rank. Instead, you must do certain quest lines to unlock them. For the fighter, it's called Riotous Fury, and you get this by using a scroll called the Soldier's Code, given to you by Leonard after completing the Red Vent of Calamity quest. He can be found in Melve. This is arguably the best skill that the soldier has, and I don't think I can call this build S tier without it. It's literally a combo that renders the victim useless while unleashing chaos. You see the result. So I think that is the base you need for all the weapon skills. The next one's called Cloudward Slash. This propels you in the air while slashing anything within range, perfect for killing those annoying harpies and dealing damage to the hard to reach weak points on giants. You can also use it to rescue your pawns from the giant's clutches. It's just a really nice, versatile, and acrobatic move that also looks pretty cool. The third skill is Gutting Skewer. Now this is cool and performs exactly as it's named. You literally stand over the victim and stab them until they're executed. Now the great thing about this is that it's not only used against foes like bandits and goblins whom you could tackle, you can also use it atop giants to pinpoint their weak spots while continually stabbing the same area. Plus, with a fighter, since he thrives from strength, you'll have an iron grip while doing so. Finally, I've got Shield Pummel, and this is one of my favorites. It also ties directly into the shield and ring that I'm using. Shield Pummel is really great because here's how it comes full circle, from offense to defense. And it doesn't hurt that Shield Pummel is evolved as well, so I get a running start when activating it. In Dragon's Dogma 2, the enemies can get tough, so some of them can only be damaged significantly if they're knocked on their backs, like these saurians that have rock armor. Even warriors get staggered when trying to attack their backs. So using Shield Pummel will completely incapacitate these types of foes, making them vulnerable to everyone. It's also an AoE attack, so it'll affect multiple enemies within range. But here's the thing. I have an item called the Ring of Vehemence, which makes the wearer's attacks more likely to stagger and knock down foes. This means giants too. And with this awesome shield I have, makes it even worse for them. You all have to get this shield. I have a video showing you exactly how. It'll be linked in the description. The shield is called Daughter of the Evening and has some of the highest knockdown power I've seen so far at 340. It almost matches the 363 strength of my primary weapon, which is called the 𝐿-Mace, a frost-crusted sword that robs victims of all warmth and life. Its ice enchantment never thaws. Now this is insane. It has 120% enchantment, which means that you'll be slowing your foes down left and right. It's great against drakes because their weakness is ice. It's actually what I used to kill the drake at the ancient battleground. And you can purchase this sword at Celeste's Smithy in the rest checkpoint town. By the way, the ancient battlegrounds is the source for tons of loot, gear, and weapons, including the Daughter of the Evening shield I'm using. Check this video out to see all the details. I actually got this crazy dual spear called the Infernal Edge specifically for the Mystic Spear hand. Just one of many. But going back to the shields in general, they can block almost anything. So don't be afraid to stand your ground against giant attacks, even drakes when they do magic attacks and drop down from above. You will block them all and take no damage so long as you have enough stamina. Now it's another story if they breathe fire on you. You might have to get some armor that has some fire resistance or something, but the shield is legit. Oh, I almost forgot. Speaking of stamina, the other ring I'm using is called the Ring of Grit. It reduces stamina expended when blocking an attack with a shield. Now, let me wrap this video up with the armor I'm using because it's getting kind of long, but it's called the Marcher's Armor. This is also something you can get early game. I have a short video here explaining the exact location and how to get it. It's great because it can be equipped while using any vocation in the game. It also looks pretty cool. This set can be found in the Noble Quarter of Vermund. In conclusion, the fighter vocation in Dragon's Dogma 2 epitomizes the essence of an S tier build, with exceptional balance and versatility in combat due to its strong foundation of core skills like Onslaught, Impel, Defend, Deflect, True Deflect, and Tusk Toss. All of these coupled with the selected gear and weapons, the fighter is a force to be reckoned with in any situation. And that'll do it for this one. I hope it helped you out, and if it did, I'd appreciate a like on the video. Also, subscribe for builds from the fighter all the way to the warfarer. Be sure to check these videos out as well to find out more details on how to get more essential weapons and gear. I'm having so much fun with Dragon's Dogma. Tell me about it down below in the comment section. I'll see you in the next one. Be right out.